I will never understand why we've let a traditional American holiday about love and thankfulness and bounty and all of that jazz be about fighting our relatives with differing opinions. Hi, I'm Kate. Welcome to Always Tuck and Roll. We discuss life, the universe, and everything through the lens of autism because autistic, it, colors the kaleidoscope of my perception. Which is a pretentious thing to say that I'm pretty sure I've said before, but it remains accurate, so we're going to go with it. I think honestly it's probably just the manifestation of my writing degree board. I don't use it enough. I really should use it a lot more than I do, but I'm having a hard time with words today. So, and I don't know if you've ever noticed, but if I'm struggling with little words, then bigger words appear. I don't know why, it's just how my brain decides to fill in the blanks with triple word score style words from Scrabble. Anyway, happy Thanksgiving, y'all. It is the end of November somehow. It's the holiday that boils down to family, food, and football. The 3 F's of Thanksgiving. Now, family, I think, is really the heart of Thanksgiving for me. It is, I don't really care about the rest of it. It's not as important. Just being able to see the people I care about, that's good enough for me. I'm overwhelmed by food, and I like football, but I prefer hockey. Also, my team is not playing on Thursday, but we'll get there. So, family. The stereotype about Thanksgiving, all holidays really, but definitely Thanksgiving in this country, is that you're just there to fight with relatives over turkey. And unfortunately, it's not about white meat versus dark meat. It's about the state of the world or specific petty things. I've never understood how we can let a holiday that is allegedly around being thankful for what we have and the ability to be together, and we just let it turn into us fighting relatives we only see once or twice a year. That doesn't make sense to me. And maybe it's because my family has always had a policy of we don't talk politics, religion, or money. We don't do that. Not as a large family. That is a nuclear family conversation. That is not the whole family is together for Thanksgiving conversation. I don't know why you want to bring up things that are going to make you fight with your loved ones for the holiday. It doesn't make any sense to me. It really doesn't. And this year, the gathering of people I will be with, I'm pretty sure they're all of the same general opinions that I am, but we're still not going to talk politics, probably, because why would we do that? Why would we bring so much negativity into a holiday that's supposed to be about love? It honestly doesn't make sense to me. Most things people do don't make a ton of sense to me, but I will never understand why we take the time out of our holiday, which is already stressful enough. You are off of your routine. You're around a lot of people you're not usually around, which is super overstimulating. You've got all of these new foods and smells around you. There's always just so much activity. And you're going to take the time out of the 1 to 2 times a year that you really truly get to spend with your family, and you're going to do it to piss them off? Why? Why are you making the effort just to cause fights? It doesn't make sense. Opinions are great. It's wonderful to have your own opinion about stuff, but you know what? We don't always need to share them. It's one thing if you are being attacked, but if you're not directly being attacked and you just hear like someone off in the corner saying ridiculous stuff, unless it is actively harmful to you or someone else in that room, maybe just let the blowhard blow themselves out. Just ignore that nonsense. Protect your own peace. Or walk away. Don't fight for fighting's sake, unless it's something you're into. But again, I will never understand why we've let a traditional American holiday about love and thankfulness and bounty and all of that jazz be about fighting our relatives with differing opinions. And this did not start in 2016. This has been always the way that it's been. It's always been the stereotype. I mean, sitcoms of the 90s were rife with it, so clearly it's always been happening. Just, pick and choose your battles. Maybe don't start one. I firmly believe the line in Men in Black, don't start nothing, there won't be nothing. So, that's that. Food is its own adventure. We're having turkey, among other obvious things, mashed potatoes, stuffing, all of that jazz. Very traditional meal. My sister doesn't even particularly care for any Thanksgiving foods, neither does her husband, but she is still hosting because family. And honestly, food is one of the most stressful parts of the holiday for me. Like, yes, the out of routine, dealing with people I don't usually deal with, those are things. But I get stressed out just by food. The amount of food put in front of me, or just in a spread, I find extremely overwhelming. To the point where I will be popping edibles throughout the day, which is legal where I am, to keep myself calm and having the ability to actually eat. Because until I started drugging myself, I did not eat Thanksgiving. I would sit there with a wonderful plate of very tasty food and just be like, if I eat this, I'm going to get sick because I am overwhelmed. So learning to calm my inner turmoil and make it be no one else's business but my own has been a huge boon to celebrating Thanksgiving. I also am allergic to a lot of seasonings, especially fall seasonings. Like, have you ever tried to be allergic to cinnamon and nutmeg for the fall season? Because it's hard. I'm allergic to pumpkin spice. I can't even smell it, or I will start to get itchy all over. I went into a bakery last year around this time of year, and I was itchy from my scalp to my kneecaps. Just my whole body whew, yeah. So, the nice thing about this year is, it's just a small family gathering. So, yesterday, my sister called me wanting to be like, hey, I want to try this dish, but it has cinnamon. Would you be interested in trying it? If so, I won't put cinnamon in, but if you don't. And so we talked about it, and it was something that I am not interested in. Mostly because I don't like Brussels sprouts. Nothing against them. They're little tiny cabbages, but I don't like leafy foods. I have a really hard time with leafy food just in general, and when it has a stronger flavor like a cabbage, I really cannot stand it. So, if it's hidden in an egg roll, I can just about do it, but even then, not consistently. It depends on what else. It's neither here nor there. So, it's good to know that there should be no reason for me to have any accidental exposures over the holiday, because it has happened, and it's always a bit of a buzzkill to suddenly have to be taking Benadryl and monitoring the situation. So, one less thing to stress out about, except for I'll be stressed out because food is stressful to me, just in general. It will be tasty, though. Whatever I do manage to consume will be wonderful. That I am sure of. And hopefully my mom has made me my own little cinnamon-free apple pie, because, again, I'm allergic to cinnamon, and I do know what I'm missing, because it started when I was 12, and I miss real apple pie, but they have a way of doing it that makes it just as good without the cinnamon. I'm going to say just as good because I almost can't remember anymore, but I'd like to pretend it's just as good. So it's just as good, and thank you, Mom, if you're watching, and it also just in general because you're awesome. So that's the first two F's of the holiday. The last one is football. The thing that truly makes this an American stereotype, beyond it being an American-centric holiday. I looked up the games. My team's not playing, so I can honestly say, go team! Be it the Packers versus the Lions. Though, probably rooting for the Lions there. Though I have family in Green Bay, but I am still a little salty about the 1997 Super Bowl where they beat us. Chiefs, Cowboys. I don't really. Bengals, Ravens. Honestly, I don't really have a ton of opinion about any of those games. I'm sure they'll be fun. We'll be at a house that doesn't, do football at all, so we won't be watching any of the games. But if you are watching and if you're rooting, I wish you the best of luck. May whatever team wins, because I honestly have very little opinion about any of these teams. For context, I am from New England, so I am a Patriots fan. When you were born in New England, you were born into a fandom. When I lived in West Virginia, it was really interesting because, everyone had different teams. Even across, oh, I root for the Jets, but I root for Milwaukee. Okay. And I think that that's great. And honestly, I do still love the Brewers because I was endowed with the passion of a Brewers fan. So when it comes to baseball, Red Sox first, but yes, the Brewers. I do also like the Colorado Rockies, but the 1992 expansion was ooh, I got a purple and black cat, so, always have a little bit of nostalgic love for them. But yes, so, may your football team win, but also remember that only one team can win each game. That's the way the cookie crumbles. It's Thanksgiving. It's more about pie, so we should say maybe that's how the pie crust crumbles. To close out, I would like to say I'm thankful for Pete, for my family, and for the ability to have this platform and just spew my thoughts into the universe. So thank you for all of that. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Try not to get into dumb fights, or if you're in one right now, take a breath. Tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow will be better, and it'll just be different. I'm sorry I started to hedge there, but I can't guarantee it's going to be better. And then I started to be well, that's not how. And so here we are, messing up our outro again. So again, have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your holiday if you're celebrating. Enjoy your day just in general. Again, maybe if it's not your thing, don't pick fights if you don't have to. But protect yourself. And when all else fails, just don't forget to tuck and roll. Family, food, and football. The 3 F's of Thanksgiving.